I did something last month that genuinely felt stupid. I wired $15,000 into a stock that was actively falling, every single day down. One of the greatest investors alive, Bill Ackman, was quietly doing the exactly same thing I was doing. Of course, neither of us knew about the other. Today, I'm going to show you the 10 stocks that the world's best investors are secretly loading up right now, while everyone else is running for the exit. And I'm going to show you why an awkward handshake between two rival tech billionaires accidentally revealed the biggest secret in investing today.
An awkward moment at the India AI Impact Summit has put the spotlight on Silicon Valley's AI rivalry. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei declined to hold hands during a group photo, even as other leaders joined arms.
Stay with me because the last section of this video might genuinely change how you can think about money forever. I want you to picture something weird. It's July, it's 95 degrees outside, and you walk into a department store and you buy a heavy winter parka. Everyone stares at you like you have lost your mind. But here's the thing they don't see. The coat is 50% off. It's the highest quality coat in the store. And in 4 months, when everyone else need one, it will be sold out and back to full price. That's exactly what is happening to stock market right now. There's something spreading through financial media called SAS Apocalypse. Companies are spending billions on AI infrastructure. The stocks are down 20%, 30%, 40%. And the average investor, they're selling. But Bill Ackman just made a $2 billion bet on going the other direction. Warren Buffett's team is repositioning. Chris Hahn is quietly loading up on stock, which is down 19%. These aren't reckless gamblers. These are the most disciplined capital allocator on the planet. So the question isn't, is the market scary right now? The question, is this July or is the winter actually coming? I think I know the answer, and by the end of this video, so will you. Let me tell you exactly what happened when I put in that $15,000. The stock was Meta, and the market hated it. Zuckerberg was being dragged publicly for his metaverse spending. People are calling it a disaster. The stock was in free fall. But I kept looking at one number, 18 times earning. For context, that's what you would pay for a slow, boring, mature company with almost no growth. But Meta wasn't that. Meta had billions of people locked into its app every single day. They weren't spending because they were losing. They were spending because they had more customers than they could ever serve. So I bought, and I saw it dropped in value. That feeling, I want to be honest with you, is physically uncomfortable. Your body tells you to stop. Every instinct you have says get out. And then I found out that Bill Ackman, sitting in his office with a team of analysts with billions under management, was doing the same thing at the exact same time. Neither of us flinched because we weren't looking at the weather. We are looking at the code. Here's the principle I want you to lock in before we go further. When super investors buy during a panic, they're not being brave. They're being precise. They have separated the noise from the signal. And today I'm going to show you exactly what signal they were following. I need to show you something ridiculous. When an AI summit in India, we were talking about world leaders, camera everywhere, historic moment. Sam Altman and Dario Amodei were asked to stand together for a group photo. Now for context, Dario literally ran ads calling ChatGPT creepy. These two men are in war for the future of artificial intelligence, and they stand next to each other. The photographer asked everyone to hold hands, and they both refuse in front of everyone. The internet called it a level 10 aura loss, and honestly, it's fair. The internet called it a level 10 aura loss, and honestly, it's fair. But here's what this mattered beyond the meme. While the world was obsessing over who has better aura, who's winning the AI PR war, who looked more uncomfortable, serious investors were asking a completely different question. Which companies owns the data that AI actually needs? Because it turns out vibes don't drive earnings. Decision-grade data does. And the company that just proved this better than anyone isn't OpenAI or Anthropic. It's a 175-year-old rating agency, and their CEO just delivered the most brutal takedown of the AI disruption thesis I ever heard. My largest position is Moody's, and I know what you're thinking. A credit rating company? In an AI world? Here's what their CEO explained on their latest earnings call, and I want you to really hear this. He said AI cannot replace Moody because of two things. Semantic complexity and historical depth. Moody's has decades of archived non-digital data, physical records, institutional knowledge, commercial IP rights that no public AI model can legally access or replicate. When a major bank needs to make $1 billion lending decision, they cannot use a chatbot that hallucinates. When a major banks need to make $1 billion lending decision, they are not using a chatbot. They cannot bet their future on a model that makes things up with confidence. They need what the CEO called decision-grade output, verified, trusted, legally defensible. Think about what that means. Every time AI agents get more powerful, Moody's get more valuable. Because more AI-generated noise floods the market, the more institutional will pay for a signal that can actually be trusted. That's not a company being disrupted by AI. That's a company that owns the toll road AI has to cross. Chris Hahn understood this. He was buying Moody's and S&P Global even as they dropped 19%. That's not desperation. That's a man who has done the math and knows something that market doesn't know yet. All right, let's run through what aggregated data of 16 super investors. Is actually showing us right now, because this is where it gets fascinating. First one is Microsoft, most bought stock across all 16 investors. And here's the wild part. It's now 17% cheaper than when they were buying it. They haven't sold. The conviction is higher now. Meta. Second one is Meta. Ackman just made this his fifth largest position at 11.37% weighting. 18 times earning, growing fast. This is the winter coat. This is the clearance rack. Third one is Amazon. Here's where it gets controversial. Ackman sold 90% of his Google position, a stock that doubled for him, to rotate into Amazon. Meanwhile, Buffett's team sold 77% of their Amazon. Same data, two legends, completely opposite decision. I'm with Ackman on this one. Here's why. Amazon just became officially larger than Walmart in total revenue, but Amazon traded at a PE of 26. Walmart, 43. You're getting a faster growing, wider moat business at nearly half the price. Fourth one is Intuit, down 40% year to date, being bought by some of the most disciplined investor I track. When something this high quality falls this far, the question isn't, is something wrong? It is the market is reacting to something temporary. When something like this high quality falls this far, the question isn't, is something wrong? Is the market reacting to something temporary? Fifth one is DoorDash, 32% order growth. Conviction is one of the most powerful forces in human behavior, and the numbers are proving it. I will link the full top 10 breakdown below, but here's the thread that connects all of them together. The single biggest myth destroying portfolio right now is this. These companies are spending billions on AI because they are scared, because they are falling behind, because they are desperate. That is exactly backwards. The head of AWS said something recently that I haven't been able to stop thinking about. He said this, Capex spending isn't speculative. It's driven by predictable, recurring revenue and contractual commitments. These companies aren't building factories in the dark hoping someone shows up. They have the customers already. They have the contract signed. They are building because the line is already out the door. Texas Roadhouse, the restaurant chain, they have 2 hours wait line on Friday nights at almost every location. You know what that means. They need to open more locations. When Texas Roadhouse announces they are opening 30 new restaurants, do you panic? Do you think, oh no, they're spending so much money. Is this the end? No, you think these people cannot build fast enough to serve their customer. That is a magnificent problem to have. That is what's happening with Amazon Web Services, with Meta's ad infrastructure, with Microsoft Azure. The market is looking at the construction cost. Super investors are looking at the demand that made construction necessary. That's the winter coat principle in action. Here's what I want to leave you with. Every single time in history that market has panicked, over the internet bubble, over 2008, over COVID, the people who came out ahead weren't the one who had the best information. They were the one who had the courage of conviction when everyone around them was selling. Bill Ackman bought Meta when I did, and neither of us knew about the other. That's not luck. That's two people who did the work, trusted the data, and didn't let the noise override the signal. The world's best investors aren't smarter than you. They have just trained themselves to feel the panic and buy the coat anyway. That's the whole game. If you want to track these 13F filings yourself and actually build the kind of Amazon Walmart evaluation comparison, then you can go on to DataRome. That is the best website for that. I told you about the handshake, but you have to see it to believe it. Dario Amodia, Sam Altman, India, the most powerful men in AI, stood there like stranger at a bus stop. If you want to go deeper on why Buffett might be wrong about Amazon and what it means for your portfolio, that video is right here. That video is right here too. I'll see you there.